What's up, mommies and daddies? Today I'm talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. I just recorded my trap review. I know this is really late, but this is a spoiler review. I'm going to be talking about cameos, and there are a lot of cameos in it, and a lot of details. So this is spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie, or just don't want to, and you don't want to hear about this, do not watch the video. So I'm gonna get into it. So the movie stars Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and it starts with this almost legendary opening scene to NSYNC's "Bye Bye Bye," where he's like, where it's like slow-mo, kind of your classic Deadpool movie opening, because they've done that twice already. At least I've seen. I haven't seen the movies fully quite, but I've seen the opening scenes, and they're slow-mo, which is pretty cool. And this one's in the same way. It's at Logan Wolverine from the movie Logan, and he kind of is like, oh yeah, he's dead, and then he's like, let's go back like 2 weeks, and he goes back 6 years. He's talking to Happy Hogan about joining the Avengers, and he's like, nah, you can't. So it skips back to like 6 years later. He's with his kind of adopted family type thing. He sells cars now. He kind of just has fun and stuff. He's retired being Deadpool, and then the TVA shows up and takes him to the headquarter thing and is like, we're gonna destroy your world in 72 hours. So he goes and finds a bunch of Wolverines, but none of them work with him except one. But we get some cool ones. We get short, comic accurate one. We get Western one. We get Henry Cavill Wolverine, which was one of my favorite ones. And he settles on a Wolverine that kind of disappointed his entire world, is what they said. So then they go back to the TVA. He's like, because they're like, we need a Wolverine, and brings him back, and they're like, you have to do all this stuff, and then they fight him, and then they get pruned into the void. So there they meet, I'm not going to remember all the cameos, but it's kind of, they get a Mad Max type scene. I think they even say Furiosa, which I'm a Mad Max fan, so that's kind of fun. And they meet the Human Torch, played by Chris Evans, and it's kind of funny. It's awesome when he says "flame on," kind of stupid too, and he ends up getting brutally murdered. And then there's there's a few more, I can't quite remember them. A few of the X-Men, they go to Professor X's sister's lair type thing, and there's a bunch more X-Men there, and they kill the Human Torch, and then they get away from that, even though they almost get killed, Deadpool and Wolverine. Then they fight a bunch, tear each other apart because they're both invincible, and they're like angry at each other and stuff. Then we get the best part of the movie. They meet Blade, played by Wesley Snipes. That was so awesome. They get X-23 from Logan. They get Gambit, the card guy. And they get Elektra from Daredevil and her own movie that failed miserably. Which now, apparently, they said Daredevil died, I believe, which was sad, because that would have been awesome to see him in it. But that was kind of cool. Everyone cheered during all of the, except Elektra. No one likes her. But then they go back to these bad guy people, I guess, that's led by Professor X's sister, I forgot her name. No, it's Cassandra. Cassandra Webb. Best movie of the year, Madam Web. No, Cassandra X, I guess. I don't know. And she's bald and skinny, and can, like, she puts her fingers into people's faces and feels around. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. But and then they fight her and go back up to the overworld where they fight a bunch of Wolverine variants, and then all except Nice Pool regenerates, and there's Dog Pool, who's the cool ugly little dog, very cute, and lots of cool variants of Deadpool. So there's Western one played by Matthew McConaughey. There's Lady Pool played by his wife. There's Ninja Pool. There's the dirtiest of them all, Kid Pool. There's a floating head one. There's all kinds, you name it. And I should stop saying it. It's really bad. But they go and I'm gonna stop saying that. I gotta get better at this. Then they go to where the TVA bad guy was, and then Cassandra X shows up and tries to just destroy all of the variants for some reason. I don't know. Or all of the worlds for whatever reason, and just leave the void for whatever reason. I don't know. And with the power of friendship, Deadpool and Wolverine come together and fight her while there's fun music playing. And then the bad guy gets arrested by the TVA, by the regular TVA, by I don't know, for being bad, I guess. And Cassandra X dies. So, my pluses for this movie: loved Deadpool, loved Wolverine. They were both just so much fun in it. Seeing them kind of fight. All of the cameos were awesome. It was just super cool seeing all those characters, and it was kind of a goodbye to all the X-Men movies, which are canon now, so that's kind of interesting. And yeah, that's kind of where, and the soundtrack, and then just Deadpool being funny with Logan, or Wolverine being kind of serious. And where my negatives are, it's the villain isn't very good. Both villains aren't very, very good. I think the story, the plot is kind of, it's not that good. It's easy to follow, but it's not a very good plot. It's kind of just, the world's gonna end in the last 20 minutes. But I wouldn't go to watch it for the plot. I'd go to watch it for Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm going to give it an 80 out of 100. 8 out of 10. Which is really good considering the story and the villain. But Deadpool and Wolverine themselves and the cameos are just all so much fun that I can't give it lower. So that's my review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Go watch it if you haven't. I hope you have if you're watching this video. Form your own opinion, and see you later. We're at Mommies and Daddies. Bye!